Undoubtedly, the biggest political news of the week in North Dakota is the fact that you've got a Republican governor investing heavily in his own cash into a political action committee whose purpose is, at least at the moment, to defeat Republican legislators in the state of North Dakota. It's exactly what's going on right now. This week, we've been breaking down on NDExplains.com the fact that Governor Doug Burgum, along with many of his wealthy friends, have put approximately $414,000 into a PAC called the Dakota Leadership PAC. Uh, Basically, to summarize, if I could, is to help Burgum get rid of the barriers to implementing his agenda. Seems pretty obvious that he thinks the barriers are within the Republican Party. Now, let's take a step back because this isn't something that's brand new. It's just new for many people in the public. In North Dakota, there's really two Republican parties. You've got the extreme right wing, and then you've got those in that moderate camp that are willing to work with Democrats, work with business leaders on certain things. And those two factions have been fighting for a long time. Those fights just typically happen behind the brass rail at the North Dakota Capitol or behind closed doors at fundraisers. This is the first time really that you're seeing this fight being brought to the public in such a very open, honest way, in the fact that you've got large contributions going into select campaigns. Biggest one this week that has caught a lot of attention is the fact that Governor Burgum and this political action committee, run by many of his former staffers, are going after a very powerful House chairman in Jeff Delzer. He's the House Appropriations chair. And if you've been following along over the last 4 years, Delzer, the House, well, not been a fan of Doug Burgum's, and it all stems back to the fact that Doug Burgum beat their guy, Wayne Stenjum, in the 2016 elections. But Wayne Stenjum had the support of legislators. Doug Burgum went after legislators, and what he was saying was poor budgeting practices, the good old boys network, all of that, term limits, and he won. And you'd be shocked to learn that many of those lawmakers took that very personally, and they're still holding a grudge over that campaign when the governor currently there said that they were to blame for the budget situation at the time. Over that course, you had fighting when it comes to agendas, you had shouting matches, you had changing of rules, primarily led by Jeff Delzer. So now, governor is out to get him out of the way for the 2021 legislative session. If, in fact, the governor does get reelected himself, chances are very good that that's going to be the case. So you've got that angle. Get rid of those in the legislature that are a barrier to your agenda. What's that done? Those that support Jeff Delzer, those that support others on that more far right side of the Republican Party, are accusing Doug Burgum and his allies within that PAC and his rich friends elsewhere of not only buying the governorship back in 2016, but in fact, he's trying to buy the legislature in 2020. The money investment worked in 2016. Will it work again in 2020? Yet to be seen. Is there a chance for blowback and a backfire in 2020 in District 8 if Jeff Delzer gets reelected? You bet. It's not the only race they're looking at, though. Just a couple of days, you've been probably seeing on your news feeds or in your home mailboxes ads paid for by this PAC for the state treasurer's office as well. That has caused another rift. You've got Thomas Beadle, a Republican legislator from Fargo, running against a Republican legislator named Daniel Johnston out of Catherine for the nomination for this to go on to the November ballot. That's going to take place in June during the primary. What you've seen now is these ads running and the pushback from those same Republicans. In fact, a high-profile Republican, the outgoing treasurer, Kelly Schmidt, saying that this PAC, shameful in all capital letters, and she is in fact supporting Daniel Johnston. The PAC, Governor Burgum, they've endorsed Thomas Beadle in this race. So all this fighting going on, maybe you didn't know about it, you certainly do now. And as we go forward in 2020, you can bet that NDExplains.com will be your source to learn more about this and other things going on in the world of North Dakota politics. I'm Tyler Axedis, creator and writer of ND Explains. I appreciate you stopping by. Until next time, you take care of yourself.